There are dozens and dozens of factories across the United States that work with residential modular construction. Having said that, they're about 85% the same, more or less. They're doing a lot of the construction. The construction's happening inside. It's off-site. It's out of the weather. They're building floor systems. They're doing it with jigs. They're doing it with, or it's engineered, but the factory does things slightly different. So one factory may use screws to attach end walls to their assemblies. One factory might use lag bolts to do that. One factory might be using nails to go into the cavities of the floor. One factory might be using screws. In some cases, the differences will actually become quite extensive. It could be what gets installed at the factory. Does the factory install insulation at the factory, or does it not install insulation in the floor at the factory? Is it installing fans, doing interior fans and all the lights completely installed? Is it not installing the fans? Is it doing tile at the factory, or is it leaving all the tile to be done on site? Keep in mind, as you're designing a house, these differences start adding up. If you can save $300 because the factory did a tile flooring on site versus you doing it, or their site versus you doing it on site, that adds up when you start adding all the different things that they can do at the factory. The general rule is to do everything you can at the factory and not do it on site. It's going to save money, but it's also going to reduce the amount of time it takes to complete the house. The bottom line with this, or learning the differences between factories, is don't assume anything. Always talk to your factory rep, go over things twice, review the factory invoice, make sure just because it was done this way at one factory you work with, don't expect it to work that same way at the other factory. Make sure you work through everything with your sales rep and make sure what you're expecting is actually going to be in the home when it's delivered, otherwise you will pay for it.